Good afternoon. Good afternoon and happy holidays from Delaware. This is Lucy. The channel is Lucy Mwangi USA. On this channel, we talk about legal ways to come to the US and life in America as an African immigrant. Thank you for joining us today. Today is December 12th, 2025. It's a Friday afternoon. I hope you're okay wherever you are. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you can hear me. I just wanted to do a quick live session with an update. I know it's a little bit late for the update, but it still matters and it still affects a lot of people. This video today is for people who are going through changes with the Employment Authorization Documentation. This change affects thousands of temporary workers, visa holders, spouses, students, and families in the United States. Make sure you tap on the screen for TikTok viewers wherever you are and share the live so that other people can join. So I don't intend to stay on this live for so long, but for the short time that we're here, make sure you share the live so that other people can join in. If you don't get to watch this live, you can watch the replay on YouTube. It's going to be uploaded after the live session. So today we're talking about a major USCIS update for 2025, which started in October 30th of 2025. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security is ending automatic extensions of employment authorization documents for most applicants. This video will explain what the rule change means, who is affected, how to avoid a gap in authorization, work authorization, and the key tips for renewing your work permit. That is the Form I-765. So anybody who is currently working under a work authorization document, Form I-765, this video is for you, or if you know somebody who is working under that form. So we'll talk about what is an EAD, which is the Employment Authorization Document. We'll talk about why the automatic extensions are ending and how it used to be before, what is the change that has happened since October 30th of 2025. We'll talk about filing strategies to avoid losing employment eligibility and exceptions and special situations. So make sure you share the live and invite other people to join in. So let's talk about what the EAD is. It's the Employment Authorization Document. A temporary work permit issued by USCIS to eligible non-citizens. So this is just permission given to you by the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services for you to be able to work here, depending on the visa that you're on. The old automatic extensions have been discontinued. The prior rule allowed eligible renewal applicants to continue working, sometimes up to 540 days if they filed timely. So if you knew that your work authorization was about to expire and you filed, you would continue working prior to you getting the renewal. You would continue working. But now there is a new change. And the change, the automatic extension, they ended on October 30th, 2025. So this video is for people who were not aware of that. You can save this video and let somebody know who is working under the work authorization form I-765, that document, and let them know about the new change. The new change is related to the immigration crackdown by President Trump to follow this new focus on vetting and security. The people who are affected are the employment authorization document holders, filing renewals after the new rules effective date, which was October 30th of 2025. Some groups can have extensions, they can keep the extension if they are on TPS, which is temporary protected status. But if you're not under that, then you have to abide by the new rule. So the biggest thing is now you have to start renewing or planning to renew your employment authorization document as early as 180 days before the expiration. Because once it expires, you'll have a gap where before it expires, when it expires, and by the time you get a renewal, then you might have a lapse in employment because you can't work without that document being active. Once it expires, you're not supposed to work. So this is a major hit for a lot of people who are on that employment document because it affects both the employer and the employee. Because once, like I said, once that document expires, and you know now the processing of any immigration cases is going to be slower and slower. So you need to give yourself ample time if you're trying to renew any kind of document because of this immigration crackdown and this focus on vetting and security. So the processing of any kind of immigration document is going to be taking longer than usual. So make sure you give yourself ample time to renew whatever documents that you have for immigration. So like I said, USCIS might be slow. And so make sure you meet the deadlines so that you don't lose out on your job, because you might lose your job during that time between when the employment document expires, authorization document expires, and the time you renew it. So this video was just to make sure that I'm letting you know that the automatic extensions or renewals are no longer valid effective October 30th of 2025. So you have to renew it before it expires and give yourself ample time. I mentioned special circumstances for people who are on TPS, temporary protected status, which is a special protection the US government gives to people from certain countries that are going through serious problems. The simplest way to understand it is the US gives this status to people from countries that are, for example, having a war or armed conflict, or recovering from a natural disaster like earthquakes, hurricanes, and floods, and or they are facing dangerous conditions where it's not safe for people to return, like people on asylum. So I know that for people who are from the 19 countries of concern, that travel ban list, this temporary protection status has been paused for those people. Asylum cases are not being processed, and it's a whole mess. So make sure you are updated with immigration updates. I think it's free to sign up for USCIS updates or DHS, Department of Homeland Security email list. It's good to keep yourself updated. Go to those websites and see what's going on, because like I said on a different video, on a daily basis, there's something coming up that deals with or focuses on immigration, and it hasn't been good news lately. So make sure that if you're going through any immigration case or process, or if you know somebody that is going through that you are letting them know that things are changing, things are volatile right now, things are just changing, they are fluid, everything is just happening every day. So you never know what changes are going to happen, you never know what new policies are going to come up. So be informed, educate yourself, stay aware, stay alert. If you have email notifications or alerts, make sure you use those so that you don't miss out on any new updates. So for people who are already in the US, Those are the ones that get that temporary protection, protected status, when their country is added to that TPS list. So you cannot get TPS by traveling to the US after the announcement. You have to be already here, and your family is not part of that. If you are approved, you get protection from deportation. The US cannot force you to go back to your country while it's unsafe. And you can apply for a work permit, that is the Employment Authorization Document, to work legally in the United States. You can get permission to apply for travel or advance parole. You may be allowed to travel and come back legally with special permission. All right. But TPS does not give you a green card automatically. So the fact that you got a temporary protected status does not automatically lead you to a green card. You still have to follow the other processes if you want to apply for a green card. Like, for example, if you get married to a US citizen or stuff like that. It does not lead to US citizenship. It does not let family members outside the US come here. It is temporary, and the US government reviews it regularly. And as we have seen, they are holding they are pausing the temporary protection for a lot of people. That was, I think, a few days ago that they announced that. So how long does the temporary protected status last? It depends on the situation in your home country. So the US can extend, it can end, or it can redesignate TPS depending on safety conditions. So just so you know, that was a 2-in-1 update for the temporary protection services, protected status, and for the employment authorization document. Automatic extensions are no longer valid. So you still have to do it yourself. I think before they used to be on for 5 years, but now they've been cut back to 18 months. So after 18 months, you have to renew it. You have to renew it. So another quick update that I just got, like I said, you can always sign up or subscribe to this government website's email list. And today I just got a quick notification from the Department of Homeland Security announcing the termination of temporary protected status for Ethiopia. Last time it was for the 19 countries of concern. But as of today, I don't know if I'm able to share that with you on YouTube. I'm on YouTube, and I'm also on TikTok. So make sure you guys are following on both. Or you can on TikTok, you can tap on the screen. That helps me a lot to help the TikTok algorithm to push these videos to other people so that other people can stay informed. By the way, I am not an immigration lawyer. I forgot to mention that. I'm not an immigration attorney. I just share my research, and I get information from people who have gone through these processes. I watch a lot of videos of immigration attorneys and immigration content. I also visit all these websites and get information from there. So if you have a particular question or a specific question about immigration, or your case is pending, or you are going through some kind of specific immigration process, so make sure you get legal counsel. Make sure you get legal counsel. All right, so let me see if I can share this email. DHS announces the termination of temporary protected status for Ethiopia. The secretary, today is the 12th of December. The Secretary of Homeland Security, Christine Norm, announced her decision to terminate the temporary protected status designation of Ethiopia. Temporary protected status designations are time limited and were never meant to be a ticket to permanent residency. That's what the spokeswoman said. Conditions in Ethiopia are no longer that's the explanation for the termination of the TPS. Conditions in Ethiopia no longer pose a serious threat to the personal safety of returning Ethiopian nationals, since the situation no longer meets the statutory requirements for a TPS designation. Secretary Nom is terminating this designation to restore integrity in our immigration system. So Ethiopian nationals, I know there are people from Ethiopia that watch these videos. And I know there are people from Ethiopia, a lot of people, especially in Maryland and even in Delaware, there are a lot of people from Ethiopia. Depending on what status you're on, if you're on TPS, temporary protected status, just be aware that effective today, December 12th, 2025, the TPS has been terminated. So I'll explain a little bit more what the email says. Ethiopian nationals with no other lawful basis for remaining in the United States have 60 days to voluntarily depart the United States. We encourage aliens leaving the United States to use the U.S. Customs and Border Protection CBP homepage mobile app to report their departure from the United States. So they're asking Ethiopian nationals under TPS, which is going to expire soon, to leave the United States voluntarily without having to be deported. And they said that they're going to help with that. This is a safe, secure way to self-deport and includes complimentary plane ticket, a 1,000 exit bonus, and potential future opportunities for legal immigration. So they're saying if they leave at their own accord, they are going to be assisted to leave, to self-deport before their TPS expires, because once that is lifted, then you don't have the protections from deportation. After February 13, 2026, the Department of Homeland Security may arrest and deport any Ethiopian national without status after their TPS has been terminated. If an alien forces DHS to arrest and remove them, they may never be allowed to return to the US. So that's a quick update on that. Like I said, every day when we wake up, we have all these updates. Sometimes it's hard to put them in one video, and sometimes it takes me a while to make a video. So today I figured I'll just do a 2-in-1 video for the TPS pausing or termination privileges for Ethiopian nationals, and that will be effective February 13 of 2026. So make sure you're planning accordingly. Like I said, if you're going through any immigration process or procedure, if it's getting complicated for you, if it's something that you cannot do by yourself, make sure you have an attorney that you can call to help you out. When I was going through my immigration process, I had an attorney at that time. I remember I was still new here, but it helped me a lot because there are some things that I did not understand, and there was no way I could ever understand them if I didn't have an attorney. At that time, I felt like it was expensive because I was still new here, but it's something that I needed, and I thank God that I did that. So if you're stuck, and you're not able to solve these immigration issues by yourself, it's better to be safe than sorry. So as you continue to educate yourself, as you continue to do your own research, do your due diligence, always have somebody in the back end that can, especially with this immigration crackdown that is happening in the United States, somebody that you can call for legal advice, legal immigration advice. So on that note, let me see if you guys have any questions on YouTube. Thank you, Maurizio, for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you for supporting this channel. I appreciate your support. On YouTube, we are almost at, are we at 19.2? Yeah, we are almost at 20,000 subscribers. So I appreciate that. So I'm going to take this opportunity to thank all my subscribers on YouTube since day one, and to welcome the new subscribers as well. On TikTok, thank you for following. We are almost at 30K. Keep tapping on the screen, double tap, and show your support. That's the only way that you can support me so that I can keep giving this information. So on this channel, like I said, we talk about legal ways of coming to the US and how to protect your status while you're here. Things that you can do, like I did a video yesterday. What are some of the things that you can do to protect your immigration status? Number one, we talked about staying safe and following the US laws, avoid any criminal action, criminal activity, and follow your particular visa requirements and deadlines. Don't let your visa expire. Don't overstay your visa. Don't engage in domestic violence. Don't engage in any criminal fraud. Drinking under the influence of drugs or alcohol. Stay away from that stuff. Keep your record clean, because if you don't have a criminal record, if you're not doing anything wrong, you're filing your taxes, you're a law-abiding resident or citizen, then you should be good. You should be good. File your taxes on time. That's a big thing. Make sure that you're filing your taxes when you come to the US, or if you're already here and you're new to the US and nobody has talked to you about filing taxes. Listen, you need to file your taxes every year. The tax season is coming soon. We are supposed to, for personal taxes, we are supposed to file by April 15th is the deadline of every year. I think for businesses is March something. I think it's March 15th. But the important thing is to make sure that you're filing your taxes. Let me see if you have any questions. So that was the update that I had today. If you missed, you can do the replay. You can run this video on YouTube. You can run it back and replay and see what we talked about today. It was an update on USCIS ending automatic employment authorization extensions and what you need to know if you are under that document. You can go to uscis.gov. There's a lot of information there. Like, depending on what visa you're on, this information is readily available. They give you instructions. The thing I like about these websites is, even if you don't know anything about immigration, if you take your time and sit down and read about that particular visa or that particular form or that particular whatever it is that you're trying to find out about immigration, you search it either on uscis.gov or on travel.state.gov or Department of Homeland Security. Any of these websites, I promise you, you will get enough information for you to be able to make informed decision. The reason why I started these platforms is so that people can stop going through immigration processes blindly. Especially 2025 going into 26 and 27, this is not the time to be ignorant about your case. You need to be familiar with your case. You need to know what process you're going through, including the deadlines, the fees, the paperwork that is required. What can you do under this visa and what can you not do? What are you allowed to do? Can you travel? Can you go out of the country? How long can you stay when you're out of the country before you become invalid to come back? So that's why I do these videos, to keep you guys updated, to keep you guys informed. And this does not exclude you from obviously doing your own research and doing your own due diligence. So I appreciate you. I started doing these videos in 2023. I appreciate you guys being here, for those of you who've been here that long, and for the new subscribers and followers on TikTok. Thank you so much for being here, and YouTube, I appreciate you. So let me see if you have any questions. I know we talk about the DV lottery a lot, and I know you guys, let me get this mouse. I know you guys want me to talk about the DV lottery, but really there's no updates. But we can look right now and see if the entry portal has been open. I doubt it. I know I had just checked it a little while ago, but there's nothing there. So it's dvprogram.state.gov. And right now, as of right now, there's still nothing going on. Let me see if I'm able to share that with you on YouTube. Okay. So yeah, so the electronic diversity visa applicant entry system, it's still talking about the entry period for 2026. So nothing new for 2027. Let's see if the visa bulletin is up for next month. Okay. So every month around from the 8th to around the 15th, a new visa bulletin is released. And as of today, today is the 12th, I don't see any new updates. Let me share with you guys. The current visa bulletin is for December 2025. We talked about that already in a video. And the other one is upcoming. It's coming soon, but it's not there yet. So once that is released, then we can talk about it. We can go over it and see if there are any new changes. But for right now, it's still the same. So no new changes for that. People are asking me if thank you for the gifts, Joel Banks. I appreciate you. People are asking if 2NLs are being issued. I know I haven't heard a lot of feedback, especially from Nairobi. I know last month there was a lot of feedback that I got, but recently I haven't heard any feedback about any new interviews or any 2NLs being issued. So if you're from Kenya or Ghana, I know I have a lot of questions from Ghana, people asking me what's going on. So if you have any information about any of those countries or any African countries or any other embassies, what is going on there? What is going on? Are you guys getting your 2NLs or what's going on? And which case number is the highest? Baby Paradise, hello ma. Does DV winners need to fill the affidavit form? Some countries, some embassies, like I was talking to one of the DV winners that came here in April, and he said that in Ghana, he was not, that the Accra embassy did not ask him for any affidavit of support. But I know for some embassies, I think Nairobi embassy requires you to have one or some kind of financial support to show that you'll be able to take care of yourself when you come to the US. All right. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you for being here. All the DV questions, like I said, the situation is the same. I don't have any information about the DV lottery. So on YouTube, I'm going to end the live. It was just a quick update about USCIS ending automatic employment authorization extensions, and also the USCIS and Department of Homeland Security ending temporary protected status for Ethiopians starting February 13, 2026. So I'll see you on the next video. Hopefully I'll come on live tomorrow and we can talk about something different. But for right now on YouTube, thank you for watching. You can join me on TikTok for continued conversations. I'll see you in the next video.